Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What's your name?
My name's Tony.
Okay.
I'm a guitar player. I was introduced to Jimi Hendrix by my sister's husband, okay, back in '69, something like that. And my first experience with the guitar was actually with a guy, his name was Father Joe. He was a priest. So that was my first experience touching a guitar. Now at that same time, once my sister told me I was learning guitar, he turned me on to Jimmy. And it just blew my mind. If you dig, I mean, as I said to you before, I'm a guitar player, but Jimmy was exceptional. He would sit here like God, okay? Jimmy had enormous hands. Everybody I know that
that's something that you don't hear about. His hands were large.
Enormous. Jeez. I know people that shook his head. They said his hands were enormous. Because God sent him here to play the guitar. That's why his hands were so big. Okay?
Yeah.
Jimmy, me being a guitar player, Jimmy would think of a note, notes, chords, whatever. His hand, his fretboard became the canvas. Think of an artist. His fingers were the brushes, the paint brushes. Okay? So picture the fretboard of the guitar and Jimmy's fingers. He's making a painting. Okay? A big, beautiful painting over and over and over and over. Okay, I'm a guitar player. For that man to make the fretboard his canvas, his fingers, the brushes for the colors, that's how I look at him.
Okay. A lot of people have theories about Jimi Hendrix's death. Some people, I'm gonna tell you a story. And the DEA has a museum in Washington D.C. Yes, and they have him. They got all of the stars that died, right? And they got him dying of a drug overdose.
Yeah, well,
that's what the DEA museum has. Go ahead, brother, spit it out.
Okay, first of all, in my opinion, this man was murdered. Because when they did the autopsy, there was hardly any wine in his blood. So why was his lungs full of wine? And his face covered with wine and vomit, and his clothes, and his hair? Because they waterboarded him with wine and pills. That's my opinion.
They waterboarded. It had to be a large bottle.
Look, I really think they put a funnel in his mouth and just did it. You know what I mean? I mean, really. You know? It's no coincidence that the insurance policy was taken out on him maybe 2 months before his death by his manager, Mike Jeffries. Okay? This thing was no accident.
They open up the street. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this was no accident.
It was no accident because everybody, he died accidentally.
No, that was. Listen, first of all, with black folk, famous black folk, everything's got to be a drug overdose. No, Jimmy did not die from a drug overdose. He suffocated on his vomit. And I believe, since there was hardly any alcohol in his blood, they poured it down his throat with the pills. They killed him. I mean, because once it would have been discovered at the bottom of the Reprise label, the record label, at the bottom it says Yamaha Music. That's the shell company that the manager was putting all of the money in. Mike Jeffries. All of the Jimi Hendrix Experience's money was going to offshore capital. So, Jimmy planned to leave, from what I understand, and go with Chas Chandler. Once Mike Jeffries got word of that, okay, Jimmy had to go. Jimmy had to go, okay, because this guy, from what I understand, Mike Jeffries was in MI5, in English, like CIA stuff. Yeah. So, and the crazy thing is, this cat was supposed to be afraid of flying. So at the last minute, a couple of months later, he's going to fly, but he changed his planes at the last minute. The plane crashes. And allegedly, they never found his body. Mike Jeffries.
So as far as you know, he might be still,
Maybe.
still be kicking it today.
Maybe. I mean, you know, he's on the. Allegedly, he was within my five.
Yeah.
He did. From what I understand, they never found his body. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
Why would Jimi Hendrix die with only what, $50,000 in his checking account? Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a musician, never, ever, ever sign a contract without an entertainment lawyer. Never. Never do it. Because they don't care anything about the artist. Okay? And I'm glad this man made such an impression on this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, when you get a job, you're supposed to enjoy your job, not hate going to work. Jimmy loved his job.
He did.
If you are naturally talented by God to play basketball, okay?
Yeah.
When you play for the Knicks, you love your job.
Yeah.
Okay? How many of us don't want to get out of bed to go to work? You think what I'm saying?
This is great, man. Thank you, man. Thanks a lot.